Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County. We are a diverse congregation that welcomes you as you are, regardless of your age, ethnicity, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, economic status, or physical ability. We come together to seek deeper meaning and understanding from each other and the world around us. Your presence here today is a gift that brings us closer to that understanding. We are an active community that lives its values beyond the hours of Sunday service. And I would call your attention to the following. Greetings, UUFWC elves. Elves. We invite you to help Santa by donating a pair of socks to our homeward bound stocking tree. These will be gathered until the last Sunday before the Christmas holiday, and then donated to Homeward Bound. Look for the tree with the socks on it to add your donation. There will be an evening winter solstice outdoor meditation walk today at 6 p.m. Dress warm, as we will be outside. Now I would ask you to take your time, open your minds and silence your cell phones for our time together.
Thank you. I was waiting for my cue. Well, good morning, everybody. I don't want to stand in front of you here. It's great to see everyone here today. Something that other membership professionals often talk about in our little sessions are name tags, and I've talked about name tags before, and it really helps others that are new. We have some new folks here today. They put on name tags, and not everybody here has their name tag, but it's very helpful. And maybe some of you have heard this before. One of the words that we most like to hear is our name. That's one of the words that just makes us feel good. Because if I say, "Good morning, Sharon," I see you. It says, "I see you, I respect you. I would like to engage with you," even to take it a step further by knowing someone's name. So just another encouragement, everybody. Use their name tags if they can. If you don't see your name tag in the back, let me know and I'll make you a new one. But that helps everybody to better communicate. And if you're new here and you'd like a tour after the service, I'll be in the back of the sanctuary and I'd be happy to see you there and give you a little tour. Thank you.
Good morning. I don't have my name tag, so I am Sharon Delgadillo. It's in the piano bench, and in my defense, it's hard to get back there right now. Anyway, happy solstice, good Yule. Today we're going to be celebrating the solstice, which is a very important holiday in the earth-centered religion. It's an ancient tradition. We hope to take you through a journey of coming out of the darkness and finding the hope of light. I have a quote that I'd like to do that is from one of my favorite authors, Margaret Atwood, and it says, "This is the solstice, the still point of the sun, its cusp and midnight, the year's threshold and unlocking, where the past lets go and becomes the future, the place of caught breath, the door of a vanished house left ajar." Welcome.
Now I would ask you to open your minds and silence your cell phones for our time together. Our opening reading is a quote from, sorry. Our opening reading is a quote from Sir Francis Bacon. In order for the light to shine so brightly, the darkness must be present.
That's better. Good morning. We'd like to have the children bring up, if they have a candle, bring up their candles and set it here on the blue, the small battery motives, yes. And light them, if you'll light them, and bring them up. Put them up here. I believe in the sun. Here we go, I'm nervous. I believe in the sun even when it's not shining. Those words at first seem really unremarkable. Of course, I believe in the sun. In fact, I believe in the sun so much that after it sets, I go to bed and frankly never give one thought that the sun won't greet me the following morning. Sorry, this is what happens when I get nervous if you don't know me. But there's more to this. The entire quote is, I believe in the sun even when it's not shining. I believe in love even when I don't feel it. I believe in God even when he is silent. The song that the choir is singing has an attribution of this quote to being found as an inscription on a wall of a cellar in Cologne where Nazi refugees were being hidden. Because I'm curious, and I wondered if this was an urban myth or real, I went down the rabbit hole to find the source of the quote. I stumbled across a researcher, Everett Howe, who has a blog called The Human Seminarian, and he too was curious about the quote and its origins. So after many years of study, he found the source. In 1945, a Swiss newspaper reported of a Catholic resistance group in Cologne, Germany, that were using underground tunnels to save Jews from the Nazis. The original quote is this: I believe in the sun, though it be dark. I believe in God, though he be silent. I believe in neighborly love, though it be unable to reveal itself. I believe in the sun, even when it's not shining. One of the reasons we celebrate solstice is because our ancient ancestors were troubled that the sun would set earlier, and in the northern climates even disappear for a while. So they lit bonfires and had parties to try to call the sun back to them. I think of hiding underground, hunted by people that want to kill you, and finding the strength that although you may never see the sun, you can draw faith that it is there. I invite you to close your eyes with me for a moment. Sorry. Visualize being in a cave or a tunnel where it is black as black can be. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. And how one sliver of light, one small candle, can illuminate that darkness. Perhaps the sun isn't shining for you right now. Perhaps this month of the Festival of Many Lights feels dark and cold. Sit with that. Allow yourself to walk through the night. But when you're ready, look for the sun. Allow the sun to ignite one small flame within you. Believe the light will balance the darkness. Find your faith in the simple statement, I believe in the sun even when it's not shining.
Good morning. I'd like to invite the children and youth to come up and join me to help tell our story today. So if any children or youth would be willing to come up. I see a couple. All right. All right. Come on up here, guys. All right. We have some in their seats, and that's okay. Good morning. Here comes some more. Hi. Good morning. All right. The story I'm going to tell today is called The 5 Candles. As you can see, we have 5 candles. There were once 5 candles in a room. And the first candle said, I am truth, but nobody seems to care about me anymore. I don't see why I should keep burning. And so the candle went out. And the other 4 candles kept on burning. And the next candle said, I am justice, but nobody seems to want me anymore. I don't see why I should keep burning. And so the candle went out. And the other 3 candles kept burning. And the third candle said, I am compassion. But so many have forgotten about me. I don't see why I should keep burning. And so the third candle went out. And the other 2 candles kept burning. And the second candle said, I am peace. But so many have forgotten how to keep me. I don't see why I should keep burning. And so the second candle went out. A mother and a young child walked into the room, and the child said, Mommy, Mommy, it's so hard to see. And why is there only 1 candle burning? And the mother didn't know what to say. And then the 5th candle said, My child, don't cry. Take my flame to light the other candles. And so the mother and the child did. To go very slowly. And when all 5 candles were alight again and the room was much brighter, the last candle said, I am hope. I like to imagine that inside each of us, there is a little hope candle that lives inside. And when our other candles have gone out, and sometimes they will. The hope candle will always be burning. Sometimes it will burn so low that it seems to be nothing more than a little wisp of smoke. But don't worry, it's still lit. It just needs a little oxygen. Have you ever had a campfire that is burned all the way down, almost down, and you blow on it gently? What happens? Yeah, I forgot to grab my mic. I don't want to hear you. What happens when you blow gently on that fire?
It makes it bigger.
It makes it bigger. Isn't that wild? What happens if we blow too hard on the fire?
It goes out
It
completely.
goes out, yeah. So if we put some gentle breath and oxygen onto the fire, it will feed it and it will grow bigger. So let's take a big, slow, gentle breath in. And add a little oxygen to our little hope candle. Imagine the light and warmth we can create when we all share our flame with one another. Thank you for joining me for the story today. There is no youth group today. Youth are in the service today, but everyone 6th grade and down, we're going to be having a group class today in classroom 3. So you can head there and I'll meet you there. Thank you.
I don't know. What's next? Okay.
Good morning. I want to take Kelly's story for a minute. We talk about this time of year, how we lose the light, how it gets darker. How many of you find yourselves tired at 4:30? The light has gone out, and I'm just done with the day. Can I skip dinner? Can just go to bed? That's nature. That's nature telling us to slow down, and I want to take Kelly's story, and I want us to use that for a little bit. I want you to center yourselves, get comfortable, put your feet on the floor, if it works for you. We're going to do a little meditation. And I want you to think about what that tiny bit of hope is for you. What that tiny bit of goodness is. Maybe it is really hard for you to find right now. And I want you to breathe into that. Breathe in a bit of possibility. That little bit of hope needs oxygen. And the best way for you to feed it in this moment, in this darkness, is to be present and to breathe. Breathe in. Where is your strength? Breathe in. Think of the community around you. Think of the small bits of light that you see in passers-by, in the kindness of a stranger, in the fact that the sun has decided to be beautiful today. In the cold crispness, there is still beauty. Breathe in. Feed that love. Breathe out. Nature is telling you to be slow. Nature is telling you you don't need the light from the world. You need the light from yourself. You need the light from each other. breathe in. Know that you are enough. Each week when we come in to this sanctuary, this space, we bring our own joys, our own sorrows, the things that weigh us down or lift us up through the week. I want to highlight a particular joy. Yesterday, we had a croning ceremony for Carol Noel. For those of you who are unfamiliar what a croning ceremony is, I think it is something from earth-centered spirituality that a lot of Western religion missed. Because we have moments where we lift up people when they're born, people when they come of age, people when they get married, and we have no moment to honor those who come into elderhood and celebrate their wisdom. Carol has entered that phase. Your wisdom is needed and admired. Thank you for being a part of our community. And know that all of my other unofficial crones out there, you are loved and needed as well. I want to lift up that joy. If there is something that is weighing on your heart, oh, we are right here. Okay, I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to hold these stones. If there is something that is weighing on your heart, a sorrow that has made it hard for you to get through the week, and this time of year, we encounter a lot of sorrows. I encourage you to come, to take a stone, place that sorrow on that stone. Place it in the water. And let it ripple out so it dilutes throughout the community, and that so that we may support you. And if there is a joy, something that lifts your heart, something that makes the world a better place, maybe that college student is home for the holidays. Put that joy on this stone and let that ripple out through the community so that we can share in your joy. Sue Gross from our pastoral care team is here. This is a time of year where we need a lot of support, and Sue is a beautiful listener. If you would like to meet with Sue, please ask her to do so, and she'll be glad to set up a time. And if someone would like to meet with me over the next few weeks, please let me know, either while you're up here or after service, and we'll set up a time. Please join me in our Joys and Sorrows ritual as we sing in unison, Spirit of Life. Jacqueline, I'm a little worried for your safety. Because I do this. I'll try to behave myself. I used to be afraid of the dark. How many of you used to be afraid of the dark as a kid? Right? It was amazing. I had this chair in my room that would have a coat that would hang over it that I swear turned into a goblin when the lights went out. Just enough light was shining through the window from the street light that backlit it that made me think, I don't know what that is. And what's amazing is how much your mind goes into overdrive when you allow it to be imaginative and when you allow it to be distracted by what you don't fully know. And what we need to remember when it comes to darkness is that darkness is a gift. Darkness is a gift. It is a place to focus if you embrace it. Light is distracting. I think that's the thing when it comes to being in darkness when you're a kid. You have just enough light to mess with your thoughts and to distract you from what is, what could be. You don't know enough. You have just a little bit of information and it makes you go wild. There are a million things in the light that catch your attention, that pull your focus. We all see horses on their buggies driving on the streets. They have blinders on. Why? Because if they get distracted by too much, they get spooked. You ever tried to sleep with your eyes open in the middle of the day? Good luck. That's a lot of distraction. Darkness is the gift to breathe into your center without distraction, to focus and to calm. It is an opportunity to center yourself. And how many of you just endure the darkness as opposed to use it, lean into it? Do you just wait for it to pass, or do you strengthen the flame that still burns within? How many of you heard the lyrics to the Solstice song we just heard? I can't remember them. I'm horrible with that. I listened to the notes. But they had a beautiful guide for us in that song of what to do in the darkness. They gave us 4 really good questions. What does the future hold in store? Where has our journey brought us? How can we learn from what's gone before? What has experience taught us? Any type of meditation or reflection requires a question or two. And the essence of these 4 questions from the choir are a really great way for us to meditate into that darkness. What has experience taught you? What have you learned in your life so far? What have you learned specifically over this past year? What have you learned over the past 20, 30 lifetime? Are you prepared for what's ahead of you? What have the lessons you've learned taught you about what you need to do going forward? What are the lessons you still need to learn? What are your skills? What are the gifts that you already have that will help you keep going into the unknown? Where's your strength? Who lifts you up? Who are the people who cheer you on? And as Mary Oliver asked you, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? This quietude that we are experiencing with the solstice, this lengthening and strengthening of the dark, is a place to strengthen the small flame within. The darkness is not to simply be endured or waited out. This is when we stoke the inner fires. Strengthen the coals of your soul. Prepare the light within you to help light the way for a better world.
Our faith is centered on the belief that we can make this world a better place for all who dwell in it. In order to realize that vision, we need both the motivation and the means. Your donation helps the community put its faith into action by supporting our program and facilities. All donations collected today that are not specifically marked otherwise will be shared with, all donations collected today that are not specifically marked otherwise will be split with Orville Friendship Meals. Orville Friendship Meals is a nonprofit that serves a free dinner on the second, third, fourth, and fifth Thursday of the month. For those who are watching online or who do not carry cash, you can donate on our website by scanning the QR code in the order of service and on the screen. The offering will now be collected and gratefully received. Please join me in this unison reading. The words are on the screen. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. Let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we learn from the generosity of others.
Y'all don't have candles. I need to get you all some candles. I got it, Karen, I got it. I can talk and walk and do all that fun stuff. I went to college. I know how to walk and talk at the same time. I mean, they teach that in trade school too, but I had to learn that my third year in college. So, all right, I'm going to ask y'all, take one, pass them down, then we'll do the I'm going to need you to light candles, and then you can put them down and sing afterwards. You're not going to be holding candles and singing. I wouldn't do that to you. You will catch books on fire. But I want to talk a little bit, because I realize we haven't talked directly about the idea of solstice while I'm doing this. One of the things about solstice, especially winter solstice, it's a time where so often we get a little caught up. Let's face it, there's the elephant in the room of Christmas. And I love Christmas, right? You may have heard me singing carols in the hall earlier and commenting about, boy, I'm so glad Walter's not in the choir. And Christmas, one of the things about Christmas is, and I mean this with love, it's a little obnoxious. It's a little obnoxious. There's a lot of music, there's a lot of joy. Gosh, all of that red and green and busy and bustle, and it's beautiful and it's wonderful, and my goodness, isn't it distracting from what we're supposed to be doing this time of year? What I love about solstice is that solstice leans into the dark. We need the darkness in our lives, and it's something that a lot of us really resist because we often think of it as a place of fear. And one thing I want to remind you that solstice reminds us all about is darkness is generative. Darkness is generative. Don't believe me? Try not sleeping for a day. Think of the darkness of the womb. the most generative place that there is. Think of the darkness of the earth. Buried underneath, that is where the heat breaks down the shell of the seeds and allows the trees to become mighty. I love Christmas. I love the brightness and the celebration. And we need to remember that this is the time to slow down and to take care of ourselves, because we need to feed our own light within. Now, before I begin my real reflection, does anybody else need a candle? Because we have some props in this service. Anyone? Over here. Oh my gosh, the whole folk orchestra. Where are my candle discs? We have any candle discs left? All right. We have 5 candle discs left. So I'm going to give out 5 candles with discs. I will let you pass them around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You 3, you're okay? You're okay? Gail, do you have a candle? Do you want a candle? You have, all right. Gail's going to do Freebird, which is the most Gail thing to do. We have the little light ones. But what we have to remember is in this time where we have our darkness, this is the time we feed the light that we have within ourselves. This is the time where we allow that small light that we have, we allow it to grow. We allow ourselves to focus on that one bit of light. Why? What do we need that light for? I'm going to borrow another verse from the Solstice Song Choir. You didn't know you were the source of the sermon today, did you? Yes, you did, of course. The choir sang, "Friendship will light the darkest hours. True love will hold the vision. Peace and goodwill on earth is ours. Let it be our decision." That line, friendship will light the darkest hours. I'm going to be honest, it's a little pithy. We've heard that kind of stuff before. And how many of you over the last few months have needed to turn to a friend? How many of you have had things get so bleak that you've needed to talk? The great thing about friendship is that it's connection. It allows you to connect with someone else, someone who will care for you, someone who makes you feel heard and seen. Karen talked briefly about wearing the name tags because we love to hear our names. Do you know why? We feel seen. Names are a symbol for who we truly are. And we come together in connection, in friendship, because we need to feel seen. We need to be connected. More than oxygen, more than water, we need connection. And there are a lot of folks in this world right now who do not feel heard. Many of you know that every Sunday we fly a pride flag. Do you know why we do it? Because there are people in the LGBTQ and queer community who have been persecuted by religious institutions for centuries. Centuries. People who want to live their best life. And so what do? We want them to know they feel heard. And there is a lot going on in our government and legislation to try to silence voices that are queer. And part of the reason we fly that flag is to show that we support humanity. Some of you may know that last night between the hours of noon and 6, our flag was stolen and vandalized yet again. This is the 4th or 5th time. And how many of you saw it when you came in this morning? Yeah. Gonna keep going. You want to know why? Because people need to feel seen and heard for who they are. People need to be recognized for the humanity that is within them. How can you fault anyone just for love? How could you? That flag is part of our values. That flag comes from the warmth within our hearts, the fires that we work and we stoke every day, that we feed with the oxygen when we have our moments of meditation, when we lean into the gifts of the darkness. It's just simply recognizing and listening. And that is what this world needs right now, is more people who will just listen. And listening, my friends, is the hardest and simplest thing to do. Because to truly listen, you have to give up your time. You have to give empathy, patience. You need to put yourself aside when you listen. Listening, true listening, not waiting for your turn to speak. True listening takes humility. It takes trusting that that flame that you carry is good enough. But oh my friends, that gift of connection, when you make it, is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And you don't have to make big gestures. The smallest gesture of listening is enough because it spreads. Don't believe me? I need 2 volunteers. And I'm looking at you, Jacqueline, because you're right there. Come on, Jacqueline, and come on, Maddie. Why? I'm in preacher mode. I can't remember names. Maddie, can I borrow you for a second? Yeah, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you the power of radical listening. You two, come on over. I want you each to light your candles off the chalice. We have 2 people here. Go ahead. I don't care which one of you goes first. Age, beauty, you're both beautiful and you both have years. But here's what I want you to do with your candles, both of you. I want both of you, I'll be right over here. Want both of you to light exactly 2 more candles. No more, no less. 2 out of all of these people. Once you get your candle lit, I want you know what's going on, Ann. Ann's got the Excel spreadsheet in her head. She's figuring it out. Everybody's going to light 2 candles off of each other, which means we should have all of the candles lit in how many rounds? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. I don't think we have 100. You might have 100. So in 6 rounds, 7 rounds, we should have all of the candles lit here. So I want you now, let's see how fast we can spread that little bit of light and hope that we've curated. Go, find your 2 people. I know, it's hard to pick. They're all quality. You already did too? Yeah. Someone's got to remember the choir.
Thank you. Oh, good.
Okay, we got some people who are still standing, looking around. All right. Look how fast that was. First of all, y'all were quiet during that. I can't get you used to be quiet in group activities like that. I'm impressed. But look how quickly that took. And look, I mean, it's hard to tell with this beautiful day, but we've got the light shining already. Everybody so quickly fed off of another, witnessed and seen and brightened, all by each other, all by the simple act of listening and recognizing and letting the light from another grow and shine into you. Let me see your candles. Yeah, be very careful. All right, so we got some really good practice for Silent Night on Wednesday. Look at the beauty. Look at the light you were bringing. Imagine what this place would look like if all the lights were out and we had the blinds drawn. We would all still be able to see each other's beauty and light. The solstice is a time, okay, you can put your candles down, and if you want, you can blow them out. We're going to now put the flame in our hearts. All the smoke. Remember that this is the time to feed that flame that is in you. Remember that that flame is needed. And remember, as it grows over this time of reflection and solemnity, that the days are getting longer. And soon you will be called to bring that light into the world. And my friend, the world needs your light. May it be so. For our benediction, I'm going to leave the light going. I'm not going to extinguish our chalice just yet. I want to leave that light. I would like to read for you The Shortest Day by Susan Cooper. And so the shortest day came, and the year died, and everywhere down the centuries of the snow-white world came people singing, dancing, to drive the dark away. They lighted some candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreens. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling through all the frosty ages. You can hear them echoing behind us. Listen. All the long echoes sing the same delight. This shortest day, as promised, wakens in the sleeping land. They carol, feast, give thanks, and dearly love their friends and hope for peace. And now so do we, here, now, this year and every year. Welcome Yule.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Thank
I think we're done.